Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of everything to do with Disney travel in style. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Bellabraddock.
And I'm Amelia Bellabraddock. And today, what to wear on your Disney World vacation this March 2024, what to pack, and the weather forecast, and how you might need to adjust because of it.
Yes, it's an interesting time of year. March is a shoulder season, really, right? We're saying goodbye to winter. We're saying hello to spring. And it's also a very, very busy month at Walt Disney World for so many reasons.
Yeah, I personally like to treat March break as the beginning of spring, whether or not March 21st technically falls within that break or not. So for me, it's like the beginning of spring fashion, all the new pieces, everything usually comes out at Walt Disney World.
And while we do travel to Walt Disney World at all times of year, I will have to say that March is the month that I have been to every single year since Walt Disney World opened. So if there's one month of weather I know absolutely best of all, it's March in Orlando during Walt Disney World vacation time. We've gone right from 1972 to this day.
I would say March is some of my favorite weather in Disney World. Other than maybe like some of the wintry months. It has like the best options for what you can wear because you can bring a little bit of everything.
And we're going to get into that because that is exactly
Although
the
that
advice.
might be a nightmare for packing.
And it has changed. Like we've talked about in our past weather forecast, what to wear episodes. The weather is definitely changing. We know it's changing everywhere, and it is absolutely changing in Orlando as well. And we noticed that in December and in March specifically this year. So first of all, in addition to all of the spring breaks that happen in March, we've also got the EPCOT Flower and Garden Festival going on. We've got Easter, so the Easter eggs and Easter displays start appearing at many of the deluxe resort hotels. So there is so much going on. It's a great time of year to go. Yes, it's busy and crowded. That's a whole different discussion. But what to wear is really, like you just said, you've got to do a little bit of everything because it is a shoulder season. So first of all, let's talk about the weather for March 2024. Now, we can't predict the weather exactly. It's going to change, but you can start to get an idea.
Yeah, so when you're listening to this episode, if you're going in the beginning of March, some of these days are already going to be available, as I find the 7 to 10 day forecast is usually the most accurate, and then anything beyond that is kind of anyone's guess.
And even more so, we highly recommend that you check the weather 3 days before you leave, and the very day before you leave, because even then it might change, but that is going to be your best bet, obviously. And my other tip is
try to use a local weather service, because even though I'm sure like all the Apple, the Samsung, that they all have weather apps with a bunch of different cities, but in Florida specifically, the weather is very finicky, and usually their local stations will have the most up-to-date and accurate assessments.
Yeah, and it's
weather.
very regionalized, right? So we often visit Vero Beach, where the weather tends to blow through much faster. It's right on the coast. With Orlando in the middle, it blows through pretty quickly, but it still can linger slightly longer than the coastal areas in our experience. So,
cough, cough, tropical storm in December.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we're getting at. So right now, for March 2024, I have to say it's looking pretty good, right? We've had Marches that were cold, 60s all the time, or, the pools are closed, that sort of stuff.
I've had Marches that were high 80s, almost 90s, which I find is a little bit too much of a jump for me personally, from like the wintry weather back home and then like, woo, summer.
Exactly. So for this March 2024, it's looking pretty good right now, and there can be minor ups and downs, but generally, if you have a vacation to Walt Disney World in March, you're going to be looking at mid 70s to low 80s in the day, which is great, and then at night, upper 50s. I'm talking 58, 59, 60 into low 60s. So really, that is not bad weather at all.
Yeah, but it's a little bit nice because it gives you the opportunity to wear some of those more long sleeve or like Disney coat pieces that you might have, which if you go in the summer, you're not going to be wearing these Disney long sleeves. There is not a time where that will ever be okay.
Quite true.
Mostly.
And the only other unfortunate thing I want to mention is, and this is what I was talking about earlier with weather pattern changes, in our past Marches, and I've done over 50 of them, right? So I got a pretty good my own sort of weather in my mind of March at Walt Disney World. Rain has been rare. That is no longer the case, especially for this March. So as I look ahead at the March forecast, there is chances of rain quite
No,
often.
March is my rain-free month.
It is no longer like that. December used to be rain-free for us as well, and we got caught in a tropical storm in December 2023. So
I'm not supposed to pack ponchos in March?
well, let's get right into that. So here's what I want to say about it. From the looks of it right now, it's not washout rain. So there's all types of rain in Florida. It is not going to be rain that ruins your entire day.
Yeah, I will say the difference is this is not humid rain, whereas in the summer,
good point.
the rain is really humid and sticky, so stuff with ponchos is less likely to be as annoying in March because it's not as sticky in the air, so it makes the rain slightly better.
How would you have
maybe even refreshing.
categorized the rain in December that we experienced?
Annoying.
Would you call that humid tropical rain?
No, it's not humid rain. Humid tropical rain is when it's the middle of August and Florida's in a heat wave where it's like 100 degrees and then it starts raining.
Yeah, okay. It is not that in March. You're right. So none of what I've seen is all day rain. It's like a few showers in the morning and then it clears, or vice versa. That sort of thing, which I think is fine. I could deal with that, right? You might not even notice it. It's very localized as well. It can be raining at EPCOT and not in the Magic Kingdom. I mean, it's that localized. So anyway, the point is, I want to lead into what to wear with this one point.
But you know what? I always like to, quickly about the rain, I always like to wear a long sleeve when it's raining. I don't know why, but I just feel like this shields you from the rain better. And then when it stops raining, you just take it off and shove it in a bag.
All right. I'm making a face at Amelia right now because
that's what I do.
I'm the exact opposite.
But like a t-shirt, if that's your only layer, you can't shed that. You're wearing a t-shirt and now it's stuck to you and you deal with that until it dries.
Yeah, exactly. So this is my point. I was just going to say when you made that point is all of these tips I want to give you are all, and Amelia and I are different, so it's a perfect example, and that's why we like doing this show with the two of us. Know yourself and your family members. So we're going to give you two different perspectives. So let me just give you the picture for March. Really generalizing, but it looks like it's going to be the case in March 2024 as well. Mornings, very cool. So if you're going to the parks and getting on a bus at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., it's going to be cold, right? 60. So if you're Canadian, that's, 12 degrees or something, 13 degrees.
If you're from anywhere else in the world.
If you're on the Celsius schedule, you're looking at, low teens. And so it's cold. Now, you will probably want to wear a jacket and long sleeves or something, right?
See, I personally would rather tough it out in a long sleeve than freeze, which is very the opposite I am in the winter. But like at Disney, I don't know, I like my sweatshirts because the air conditioning on buses is freezing, and in stores, you can always rely on some good air conditioning.
Yeah, and they don't
cool
account for, they'll have the air cranked no matter what the temperature is.
That's what I'm saying. So if it's wet and I'm just in a wet t-shirt and I go inside, burr.
Now I'm laughing because you say tough it out in long sleeves. What do I wear? You will see me in those mornings in my shorts and a short sleeve t-shirt or short sleeve collared shirt because I truly would. I know here's what's going to happen, right? By 11 a.m., it's hot.
I think the thing is, unless you're bringing a backpack, you're going to have to tough it out in either weather. So you just have to pick, do you prefer to be chilly in the mornings and then fine for the rest of the day? Or do you want to be a little bit hot later on, but good in the mornings?
Yes, and why this matters for your packing is that's exactly what I do. I tough it out in the morning because I know it's going to warm up. And I don't bring any sweatshirts. I don't bring any hoodies. I don't pack anything personally for myself. All I do pack is a light sort of windbreaker jacket, and that does me personally. I don't have long pants either, just shorts in March, and I will wear those to the airport when we leave, even though it might be chilly here. So if you're like me, you're going to have a lot of packing room because we only do carry-on now.
Well, you know, what you said about the jacket is actually interesting because that's what I was thinking. So many people in Disney World, many are constantly wearing Lululemon in Disney World. I have kept a tally of how many people I've seen wearing this.
Are you talking leggings or tops or what? Because they have a full line,
But my point was going to be the Lululemon jacket that's thin, like the running jacket, the zip up, would be a good option. Not necessarily the Lululemon one, but a jacket like that would be a good option because it shields you when it's cold, but it's not necessarily going to make you sweat, and then you can unzip it, and it's also sweat wicking. If it's raining, you kind of want to wear those pieces that are going to dry off quicker, like again, if you see a lot of Lululemon, the quick dry shorts, like the A-line ones. I'm just giving inspiration because that is what is the trend currently at Disney World.
And I do wear always quick dry. I've really gravitated to them over the years. Not only are they lighter in terms of shorts and things, not so much the shirts, because the quick dry shirts, I don't like the material on a shirt. It sort of bugs me. It's like soccer jerseys. Some people like that. If you like that, it's great because it does quick dry, especially this March.
Yeah, I'm a
where
dancer.
It might rain.
I have all the sweat wicking quick dry.
But I do like quick dry shorts, whether it's March, especially now, or this March, because it might rain, and definitely in the summer. But we'll get to those in future forecasts. So judge by the weather. You're not going to need any really cold weather packing. That's what I'm getting at right now.
Personally, I have 3 sweatshirts, a couple pairs of pants, and then mostly shorts and t-shirts and dresses.
Now, normally I would not even talk about rain stuff, but looking at this March for you, you might, if you are a rain type person and you prefer an umbrella or you prefer a rain jacket or you prefer ponchos, throw one in your bag. I'm not, but you might.
I think packing for rain in March is different than packing for rain
Yes.
in August, which is why I wanted to talk about it, because most people know the rain tips for when it's the middle of the summer, but it's different when it's cool rain. Like, it's not the same sort of feeling that you get, and the effects of being wet are different in the different weathers.
So what's your advice?
Personally, I like to bring a really mini umbrella, because you can get
Yes,
you can
if
get
you go
those
on
ones,
Amazon,
or even drugstores like CVS and those places will have really, really tiny umbrellas.
We're talking the size of your
like
hand,
the size of a hand,
or smaller when it's folded.
that fit into tiny purses. You do have to hold it out in front when you're going through bag check, but overall I think it's a good thing to have.
Yeah, when you're entering the monorail, they want to see that in your hand.
Especially if you get the
or
one
bag check.
with the little slip covers, so that you use it gets wet, and then you can put it in your bag and the rest of your bag stays dry.
Yeah, I forgot we got those. See, because I usually tough out the rain
everyone
no matter
copies
what.
me and my good ideas.
The thing about those is they are because they're so small, they're made differently, and even the most expensive, best made ones, they can't handle a typhoon.
They're cheap.
They're not cheap. They're just
cheaply made.
They have to be, the spines that hold the umbrella open have to be broken down into many pieces, which means if it's very windy, they're more susceptible. Now, that's the kind of weather you get in the summer, not necessarily in March.
Personally, I just hold them at the top so that it stays more stable. Like, I was walking through a pretty intense tropical storm, I would say, in December with one of these umbrellas, and I stayed
it
mostly
wasn't
dry,
windy. It wasn't overly windy.
Yeah, except for my feet in the giant floods.
So channel your inner Mary Poppins and bring, those little travel. That might be a good thing to bring in March. Again, if you're like me, I just tough it out. I wear shorts and t-shirt every day. I bear with the cold. I bear with the rain.
Yeah, we all know how good little kids are at toughing it out.
Because I like to pack light. That's just me. And I don't like bringing a lot of stuff.
There are lots of cute little Minnie or Mickey or princess umbrellas that you can buy for your little kids that are
they're naturally smaller.
Yeah, personally, when I was little, I would just carrying it around, use it like a cane. So if that's something your kid likes, if they want to use that instead of a poncho, something to bring
You
up.
may not remember, but on Soarin', you used to hold it up and pretend you were Mary Poppins flying.
Not the umbrella.
Yeah, the umbrella.
They don't let you...
Well, not the real one.
I was going to say...
You hold your hand up.
I was like, they don't let you bring an umbrella on Soarin'.
You held your hand
confident.
up as if you were holding the umbrella.
Yes, that's true.
So there you go. That is the weather outlook for March. All in all, pretty good. I mean, would you rather have dry and cool? So would you rather have no rain, but it's only 68 or to 70 high?
Yes.
You would? I don't mind this little bit of rain and it's churning into the low 80s or upper 70s. As long as it stays as it looks, which is just a little.
As long as my hands start to heal from this cold winter, I'm good.
So there you have it. You can pack lighter and just account for a couple little tips we gave you for potential weather. But you should be pretty good. It's looking all in all, I would say, not too bad. I mean, we always want the perfect no rain, sunny days vacation. This is not a washout by any means, at least at this point. So keep our fingers crossed it stays that way with Florida. You never know. All in all, looking pretty good for this year. There you have it. That is our style news and tips for this week. Thank you for joining. Follow along on social media at 1923 Main Street. And we have some cool themed merchandise if you want to get an outfit for the Flower and Garden Festival for spring. Check it out, 1923mainstreet.com. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll see you again next week, and have a magical day.
Bye-bye.